What is up, YouTube? Frost the Hobidon here, and today I'm back with another reaction video for all of you. This is a reaction video requested on Patreon by Odd Eyes Masters 12. If you want to Odd Eyes Masters, go check out his channel. I'll leave a link in the description down below, so you can go, guys, and check out his channel and support him. He's just starting off. He's a friend of mine. We really appreciate all your support. And if you want to check out this video, go check out for yourself. I'll leave a link in the description down below. It's called Fixing Miraculous Ladybug, Rewriting the Show Part 2. I am familiar with the series. I'm not too big on it. I'm not a fan of it. I am aware of it. And I realized, oh boy, I realized the flaws this show has. And yeah, I have seen Part 1 before of this person. And this person is named, let me see, WireMagician. He's been doing the videos. He's been doing this video. So go check out his channel as well if you want to check out his story. Before you see this reaction, check out this video. I'll leave a link in the description down below, and then you can come back and see me. Miraculous Ladybug has been going downhill. It's not as good as it is, but they still make it because little kids, they treat like little kids will fall for it. It doesn't have a good. It has a plot, but it doesn't follow up. There's no character development. It's the same old thing, monster of the week. And when they try to risk it, it just goes back to normal. There's no consequences. It's just not that good of a show. I'm not the best. I'm not too big on it, and I know you probably out there probably are fans of this show, but me, I'm not so much. But if you like it, all the power to you. I'm not gonna judge you for it. But gotta admit, this show has flaws, and this guy is going to be trying fixing Miraculous Ladybug, and this is the second part. I already saw part 1 on my own because I was on my own driving somewhere, listening to it attached to my radio. So without further ado, let's get on to reaction. In 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, we
Miraculous hater.
You are so hell you, it's not bad for you.
Wow.
You are so sick. I love this show. It don't always have to be perfect, and don't make me trash.
We also
you
get
leave
a lot
this
of
show
haters.
alone, or you will be so sorry you made this video.
And we also get a lot of haters who are die-hard Miraculous Ladybug fans, and they will hate and be toxic to anyone who hates this show. So far, sending death threats and hoping that threatening themselves, threatening the people, threatening their families, their friends, just because they disagree, and all because they like the show. That's taken a bit too far, and kind of messed up. That most of those people have been through a lot, and shame on any of you, and I mean any of you who ever send death threats or threatening their families just because they disagree with you on something. What the heck is wrong with you? Why would you act this way? Grow up. And you know who you are. Some of the people out there would do this. And as for the people who are watching this, who are subscribed to my channel, you know what I'm talking. I'm not mad at y'all. You know, if you like this show, all the power to you. But let's just say I don't like this show. I'm not a big fan of it. It has flaws. If there are people who are willing to improve this show better than the creator, because sometimes the creator of the show is not perfect, and the creator of the show is let's just say he's not very good at all. Not a nice person. He's very disrespectful. I have seen what he has done. He is very, very, very disrespectful, especially mocking the country who are fans of the show because he wants to, and he just doesn't care. It gets out of hand these days. Okay, that's all I gotta say. We will get toxic people, and I know toxic people have threatened me before. I have people who threaten me and threaten my family and wanted to say, I want to find where you are and do so and so to you, so you will never see the light of day of this world again. I'm like, buddy, it's just my opinion. It doesn't take that up. I'm surprised this hurts you. If what I say to you hurts you, then there's something wrong with you, pal. I once said a comment that I like Tiffany Valmore way better as the voice of Bulma, way better than Monica Rial, and someone sent death threats to me and saying these false allegations and tried to bully me and harass me. And it, and luckily it takes place on Twitter. Go figure. Twitter is not a good place as it is. There are some very toxic people who are full of hate, nothing but hatred in their hearts. They won't accept people who have their own opinions. Enough of that. Let's get on to it, guys.
So.
You.
Stop hating and making fun of them. This show is creative, smart, and
How
love
dare you
scenes.
people
I would
work
hate
This
hard,
show
make
is not
money,
smart at
all you
all.
do is insult them.
I'm sorry, this guy has no diversity.
You are so annoying.
You're annoying. Whoever you are, random person, you're annoying. Did it affect you? Let someone's opinion affect you like that?
My name is WireMagician, also known as Wool Duff from Real Life, and wow, part 1 got a lot more views than I thought it would. So I just want to say thank you guys right off the bat for that. And yeah, I don't really want to beat around the bush. So yeah, let's just get into it. You guys want to hear me rewrite a season of Ladybug? So we're gonna do that. So let me explain what this is gonna be. I'm going to take the show, the premise at least, and I'm gonna rewrite
You're a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, you'll like
outline
it.
that I'm going rather than writing a fully fledged season. So I just want to set a couple of rules before we start. The first thing is that this is going to be a 2D animated show. I know some people said they liked the 3D animation. That's
2D.
fine, I get it. But this is my rewrite. So yeah, we're gonna do the 2D animation like how it was in the anime trailer. We're gonna have one consistent studio at least per season.
Okay, sure thing. Why not?
If we could get the people who animated the anime
The
trailer,
2D animation,
cool.
the 2D anime version looks really fun.
I don't know. Madhouse, they do some pretty good animation.
Yeah, they
Unless
do.
the origin episodes are gonna come first. Like I said in part 1, this is a new IP, so I really want people to understand the concept right away. So that's why I'm putting the origin episodes first. Oh, and I guess if you haven't seen part 1, you probably want to go and watch that. It's not like required, but if you don't know the show,
I have seen part 1, buddy.
It's probably gonna help, as well as the fact help you know the problems that I had with the show. Either way, here's how this is gonna work. I'm gonna do the first 2 episodes in detail first, since those are the origin episodes.
That makes
sense. And then from
sense.
there, we're gonna talk more about the general plot and character development that goes throughout the season.
Okay. Episode
We start
1.
with Marinette, and she's gonna be a sophomore in high school. Now, the original show made her look like a normal, nice person, but the rewrite is gonna crank that shit up to 11. She's gonna be a super nice person. In fact, she's too nice of a person. She's too scared to ever raise her voice or stand up for herself. She does things like tutor kids after school in some random subject. I don't know, maybe like physics. That way all the scenes where
physics,
she does vision makes a little more sense. Or maybe Chinese, since it goes back to her Asian heritage.
Yeah, she's Chinese. She's half Chinese and half French.
She tutors kids after school. That's what's important. I'm also going to put her on the student council as the treasurer, not the president, because even though people trust her with things like money, they really don't see her as a take-charge leader type of person. I was actually thinking we can make Chloe the president, giving her a reason for her hatred of Marinette.
Is this the render from...
likes her so much, and
a render from
she might steal the spotlight. Yeah, it's not much of a reason, but
I forgot
it's
the name
more
of the girl
than the original gave us. On top of all that, she also helps her parents out of the family bakery shop. Now, this was done in the original, but there it felt more like something she had to do, and it was just kind of, you know, occasionally there in one episode or two. In this, it's going to be something to further characterize her as a person who's too nice and can't learn to say no. She helps her family, friends, and even random strangers. So one day, she's walking home from tutoring the kids, and a car drives by a puddle and completely soaks her. It's legit the same shot as in the anime trailer. I really like that shot. Someone asks her if she's okay, she turns around and gives a big smile. It's like, and I mean really big, it almost seems forced. She gets home acting happy around her parents, and then she goes up to her room and closes the door. And she stands there for a few seconds, and then we get an extreme close-up of her mouth, and we see her smile slowly fade. We cut to her eyes, and they start to slowly water up. Then we get a wide shot of the room, making her look small. She drops to her knees and quietly cries into her hands. This is going to help to characterize her as someone who's more three-dimensional.
This is...
because she knows she's too nice and wants to be the type of person who can stand up to others. but
better than the
feels like
original
she's
as
powerless. As she
right
stops
so far.
crying, she looks up and sees a picture on her dresser. It's a class picture from her first year in high school.
This
And
is
in the
better than the
picture
original marionette.
is Adrian. Yeah, I'm not gonna have this weird wall shrine thing to him like they did in the original.
Yeah, that was
creepy in my opinion. And
Yeah.
it was weird how they only paid it off as either
That was
romantic
creepy.
or
she
funny,
was crazy
'cause role
obsessed
reverse, I
in a
think
creepy
a lot of
way.
people would think it's creepy. So she looks at the class picture.
Too creepy.
Focuses on Adrian.
I didn't like that.
Wipes the tears from her eyes, and then finally gives a genuine smile. Cut to Adrian. The original made him to be actually pretty similar to Marinette, except he wasn't shy or clumsy. The rewrite, however, is going to paint him to be a cold, almost rude kind of person. It's the vibe I got from the anime trailer, and I really liked it. It gave him a distinct personality and felt completely opposite from Marinette.
Pretty
he doesn't
much.
have any friends or relationships because he knows his father wouldn't allow it. He goes to school, practices piano, models his dad's stuff, rinse, repeat. He's bored with his life. One
That
day, he
image of
gets
his
home
father
and
looks
he's
really cool.
playing piano or something, and he
Really
notices
cool.
his dad's car pulling up to the front. He goes to the front of the mansion.
Hey,
to see his
son, I
father,
come to
and
pick
he's,
you
like,
up.
bouncing up and down. He's super excited, and you can tell that like he doesn't get to see his dad that often. His father walks through the door, and we see Adrian smile for the first time. But his father just looks at Adrian, sighs, and then walks away.
So
And
this is
Adrian's
basically
smile
like
quickly
Norman
fades as
Osborn.
He sulks back to his room. He goes to his desk and looks at a family picture of him, his dad, and his mom. They're all smiling and look happier in the photo. We zoom in on his mother, and then we cut to Adrian smiling. Now, we could either do a side-by-side shot or maybe a quick cut between Adrian and Marinette, but basically what's going to happen is a bright light is going to appear behind both of them. And this box will appear on their dresser table thing, and both of them will pick up the box and their kwamis just appear. Both of them have like a freak out moment. I mean, Adrian is really more confused and curious, kind of like in the original where he's like, did my dad set this up? Is this like a test or whatever? But Marinette is trying to like swat it away like a fly, just
That would be
destroying
funny.
everything in her room. Once both of them eventually realize what's going on and calm down,
That'd be
the
funny to see
explanation
animated,
begins. The whole
honestly.
Chosen One
I would like
speech,
to
the
see
whole,
that.
like, you have been chosen by the blah blah blah. It's a bee, whatever.
You're
So
the chosen
first we're
one.
gonna focus on Adrian, and his Kwame Plague is telling him that he will be given the powers of the Cat Noir, giving him strength, agility, speed, and Adrian just cuts him off mid-sentence and asks him how to activate these powers. Plague tells him to wear the ring and say the phrase, claws out. Then he tries to explain more of the powers and responsibilities, but is again cut off by Adrian activating the ring. After Adrian transforms, he jumps out a window, high up in his room, and leaves his house. On the flip side, we look at Marinette, and her Kwame, Tiki, is explaining all the powers and responsibilities as well. But Marinette is like intensely listening. She's taking notes with different colored pens and highlighters. After the explanation, she asks
most
Tiki
anime
if she's
characters
allowed to
do that.
whatever she wants with the powers. Tiki says, yeah, as long as it helps the greater good, she can do as she pleases. So Marinette folds up the pieces of paper she was writing notes on and tapes it to the box. Tiki is confused and asks her what she's doing. Marinette explains that she's leaving the notes for the true person, because she doesn't think she's the chosen one, because she's powerless even in her normal life. She says she's gonna do what's best for the greater good and give the box to the police.
That
Tiki
is
begs
awesome
her
of
not
her.
to, though, and it just keeps telling her that she has to be the one that
Like
does
she's
it.
not.
Finally,
She
she'll
doesn't
reach a
feel like she's
compromise by
worthy of
telling
that
Marinette
power.
she at least needs to hold on to the box until Marinette personally can find a good successor. Marinette agrees and then puts the box in a drawer, and Tiki disappears. She leaves to go grocery shopping or I don't know, something for her parents that gets her out of the house. Cut back to Adrian. He's jumping across rooftops and having a lot of fun with it. Like that scene from Spider-Man 1 where he first gets his powers. As he lands on one of the rooftops, he starts to stumble. And the suit starts to shake until his Kwame forces himself out of the ring. Plague asks him, what is he doing? Adrian responds by saying he's finally getting out of the house and his dad can't stop him now. Plague could even say something like, well, you are full of yourself, aren't you? And it causes Adrian to be taken aback and confused. Because, I mean, he knows he's cold, but he's not rude. His Kwame could even joke and say like, oh, I've been on a lot of bad first dates before, but you didn't even ask my name. After that, we hear a crashing sound and a couple gunshots, then see a police car drive after a speeding car. Plague tells Adrian that he has to go and stop those guys.
Hey, we got bad guys to stop.
Adrian refuses and says nothing is his responsibility, and he's gonna go see his one friend he has. He forces Plague back into the ring and transforms. Cut back to Marinette, who is coming back from the grocery shop. As she's heading home, she's looking at every person that she sees along the way. In fact, she's like scanning them with like robot eyes. She starts to smile eventually and even laugh to herself. For once,
Okay.
she feels like she's in control of something. She gets home and sees the front window to the bakery smashed up, a car wreck right next to it, and the police inside talking to her parents. She finds out that a group of robbers crashed into the bakery and escaped through the back, stealing Marinette's parents' car and all the money from the register. Marinette rightfully freaks out about all this and runs upstairs. She opens the drawer to reveal the box, and as she goes to grab it, hesitates. Cut back to Adrian. So he lands outside of this like apartment complex thing, and Plagg eventually just forces himself out and says he's not going to have any of this, and he will not transform until Adrian learns to use these powers for good. He dismisses Plagg, puts the box in his pocket, and thinks nothing of it. Then he goes to the penthouse of this apartment complex and meets with Chloe, the one person who his dad kind of lets him hang out with because she goes to his events a lot. And in the original, Chloe was like kind of annoying and sometimes mean, but in this, she's just gonna be anyone who is not named Adrian, she's gonna treat like trash. And because
she's gonna be one of those girls,
people associate them as the same.
As if I don't like her even more.
Kids. And this affects Adrian a little bit, but you know, he tries to brush it off.
And
after some
as
time
if I don't like Chloe even
see a
more.
News report on their phone or TV, and it shows that there were these robbers that stole money from a bank and crashed into Marinette's family's bakery. Chloe laughs and says Marinette gets what she deserves. And Adrian realizes that those were the robbers that he ignored. And after realizing that and seeing Chloe's reaction, he realizes that he's becoming like her. So he freaks out and leaves Chloe's place, opens his Miraculous box, and tells Plagg that he'll stop the robbers, but he's only doing this to prove he's not a spoiled, rude, rich kid. Marinette opens her box, and Tiki's super happy, like, oh, you've accepted the thing, and Marinette's like, no, I'm just doing this to help out my family. The episode ends with the two side-by-side transforming into their costumes.
That would be an awesome episode.
We start off with Marinette standing in the costume with this power pose 1 second, and then she starts freaking out the next second. It shows that just because she has the powers now, doesn't mean she's this badass, independent woman.
Right.
I had to snap in a Z formation, if anyone was wondering what that was.
I was
and
wondering
we're gonna fix
so
something
too.
that I had an issue in the main show.
She's not perfect
she's
in the
worried
beginning.
That
I like
recognize
that.
her in this costume and has.
What I like about a female character when it comes to a story is that she's not 100% perfect and can do no wrong in the beginning of a series. She actually has flaws. Like, she freaks out having this type of power. Like, she's not ready. Like, she's not used to it when it comes to character writing. This goes to male characters as well. I don't like it how a character just automatically knows the power instantly just because they're perfect and all, just because they're the main character. I would like to see a character struggle in the beginning and then work their way up to the top as the series progresses. Don't just rush it. Take your time. Like a rookie, you're a rookie training to be a hero in the beginning. Like, okay, I'm not used to this sort of thing. And a few moments of adventures later, I think I'm starting to get the hang of it. Marionette in the TV show, the real Marionette, Miraculous Ladybug, doesn't do that. She just has the power and just does it instantly because she's main character. She's perfect, and all that. It gets annoying, and probably one of the reasons why I don't like the show.
No clue how to track the criminals, so she takes off the earrings, freaks out, and Tiki pops out and says the mask is magic and will disguise her face and voice from everyone so that no one will ever find out she's Ladybug. She says something like, oh, while the cat is better for tracking and stealth operations, you can still find the criminals with your powers and abilities. So she puts back on the suit and goes outside. Her yo-yo device thing beeps. She opens it up and it shows that it's tracking the tire marks or something from the car the criminals stole. So Marinette jumps away and follows the trail. Maybe we even get a small montage of her trying to use her super agility and speed while making mistakes and being clumsy to show she's not fully used to or confident in her powers yet. Cut to the criminals in a warehouse. I know, I'm doing that a lot. There's around 4 or 5 of them. We see Marinette's
images of Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man.
The criminals are discussing about their escape plan and how they just have to hide from the cops for a little longer. But Ladybug enters above them and could even say some cheesy one-liner in an attempt to look cool. A small fight scene breaks out between them, and Marinette is starting to actually get the hang of her powers, but does ultimately lose the fight. Two people hold her down while one grabs a baseball bat or something. And as this guy's walking up, she's freaking out. She's scared. She realizes she's just a teenager. She's way in over her head. And right before he hits her, a pair of green eyes and fangs appear out of the shadows from behind. The two guys holding Ladybug freak out and let go. Cat Noir jumps onto the guy holding the bat. Ladybug and Cat Noir fight the criminals, and some banter happens between them. Something like, "Who are you?"
The same as you. You get a ring also?
"No." She smirks. "Earrings." The fight continues. "So, what's your name, Earrings?"
I like the Teen Titans theme song.
"Well, I heard it's polite to ask names on a first date." "Oh, so you think this is a date?" "Ladybug. Pleasure to meet you." "Pleasure's all mine, my lady. Call me Cat Noir."
Yeah, I know. I just came up with it within a few seconds. I'm sorry if it was cheesy.
I understand.
Either way, it establishes
it's cool, dude. It's cool. You gotta have some cheesy moments in the series.
To defeating the criminals.
Oh, you're using
report on the criminals' arrest and how they
Ben Wright's Scarlet Witch, Kane Spider-Man.
Dude that looked like
I guess it's the closest thing to Miraculous Ladybug.
Two standing on top of a building high up.
Since her outfit is too boring.
Looking at the criminals getting arrested, and they had this kind of moment of like, you know, they both thought, "Oh, I was just gonna do this one time for, you know, whatever reason."
Yeah.
Like, this just feels right.
Yeah, this one time thing, but I'm starting to like it now.
Pretty much agree that they'll probably do this again or something like that. Then we see the news report again, and it starts to zoom out, and we see a television watching it. And then a hand comes into frame holding a butterfly pin. So I didn't put any supervillains in the origin episodes because I wanted to focus more on the heroes and their powers and personalities before throwing all the things about the main villain. So those are the origin episodes.
Like they just introduced the villain.
So now let's focus on where I want
in the beginning.
General outline of the plot.
Don't build them up like without any character development.
The main villain, if you can believe it, hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be Hawkmoth. I know.
Yes.
Shocking.
Of course.
One thing I want to establish first is I want to make a couple changes to the powers. So the first thing I kind of want to just get rid of is a power called the Miraculous Ladybugs. If you have seen the show, you're probably going to know why I'm getting rid of this. If you haven't seen the show,
yes, I have seen the show.
This is a power that Ladybug uses when she throws her lucky charm thing into the air, and these ladybugs, like real ladybugs, come out of nowhere and they just repair things that her and Cat Noir destroyed or damaged. And like there's even one episode where I'm not joking, it repairs the moon that's split in half.
I noticed. So, I remember that episode. I was like, no, this is ridiculous. Way too overpowered. The moment where these little magical ladybugs repairs the moon, that's where I draw the line. I'm like, no, that is stupid, really stupid, and I mean, way too OP. I did not like that idea. She gets no consequences for it, and it makes no sense. It's kind of unfair and kind of Mary Sue. She's a Mary Sue at this point. When she's Miraculous Ladybug, she's basically a Mary Sue, where she can fix anything without suffering no consequences as her actions as Ladybug. I never liked that, and I'm glad in his rewriting he's getting rid of that power, because we gotta have some consequences in this series.
Split in half. So
why do you think people like Spider-Man more?
A little OP. So I'm gonna take that out so we can, you know, have themes and like maybe questions of like,
yeah, because the Miraculous Ladybug that fixes everything is too OP.
They start off destroying a lot of things, but then by the end they get better and don't destroy a lot of things, showing growth as superheroes. I don't know.
Yeah, like I would prefer they kept the damages to show that they get better, because there is going to be collateral damage when you are a superhero. And as you work harder and improve, you try to minimize the damage, like prevent less damage going over as possible. And that's why I like to see superheroes. They get better as they improve. Like, yeah, I could have done this better. And as you move on and say, okay, less damage. Good to hear.
Just stuff like that.
No,
the other thing I want to change is they can use their powers like Lucky Charm and Cataclysm. They can use that multiple times, but each time they use it, it drains the suit energy by 20%. Also, I forgot to address it in the Origins episode, but yeah, the Miraculouses are just kind of like given to them like Green Lantern rings are. I was thinking it could probably be explained in the later seasons of why and how they exist, but
I really like this take when these Miraculouses is in the series. They are basically charms of an animals that transform into these abilities. I really like his take where they are just given to the user without any explanation. When they are chosen, when they just come to the chosen one. They feel worthy of wearing its power. In the actual show, Ladybug Marionette has the Miraculous, but they're all of them, but they're in a box and will not give them to anybody unless it's necessary, because she basically, see, I'll give you this Miraculous, but you can't have it forever. You have to give it back to me because you can't keep them. I'm like, girl, wouldn't it be better if you have more heroes helping you out, not just the two of you, and y'all improve and work together? It's just I don't understand it. Wouldn't it make better if you know what I mean? And have more team members helping you out instead of just, you can't keep this power. You got to give it back to me. And waiting a couple of episodes later in order for the next team up of a person. I never liked the idea that she held on to all the Miraculous, as well as her master holds all of them, and can't give it, and only grant it to them if they feel like it, and they can't keep it because they have to be just Ladybug and Cat Noir. They're the only two heroes that matter. Apparently, for some reason, the Ladybug and Cat Noir's Miraculouses are the most important that Hawkmoth wants to get a wish. And it, okay, why those two specifically? It makes no sense. But that's how the show is. I don't know what the writer of the original Miraculous Ladybug was thinking. I don't think he wasn't even thinking at all. He just didn't care. It's his show. He does whatever he wants, and he doesn't care about the fans. He doesn't care about giving it actual good plot or character development. He just does whatever it wants.
Kind of like it more.
It's like as bad as Ruby. It's as bad as how Ruby is nowadays.
Its own beings instead of just some random
modern day Ruby.
Just my preference. So, anyways, let's get to this outline. After the origin episodes, they'll start to learn about Hawkmoth through a random supervillain he possessed. Maybe the pigeon one, I forget his name.
Yeah.
And their Kwamis tell them both about how there are several Miraculouses, and if any of them fall into the wrong hands, each one can be countered by another. Ladybug counters the butterfly. It makes things even for all the Miraculouses, and doesn't just make the Ladybug the only necessary one. It also gets people thinking, like, what counters the Ladybug? What counters the cat? What other Miraculouses are there? Also, by putting all the Miraculouses on an even playing field, it shows how good of superheroes our two main characters are.
I like that idea. How each Miraculous counters one another, and the other one counters the other. I like that. That's actually pretty clever. Why? This is why fans can do better than the original sources, because they have creative ideas. They can point out the flaws and improve on it instead of the original going, oh, I created this is my show, it's official, your theories are wrong, this is canon, we are the true canon, your theories are always wrong, we will never acknowledge your intelligence of how to improve this. I'm like, I hate how creators are like that. They act so egotistical and so get their heads so far up their behinds. It's so crazy. It's so disrespectful. And it just makes you alienate from the fans who do enjoy the show, who points out the flaws. You wouldn't be a real fan. You're not a real fan if you don't see its flaws in the show.
Because they have the most powerful Miraculous, but because they're just good at doing what they do. So the first few episodes of this segment are kind of more fun and lighthearted. It's going to focus more on the two protagonists learning their powers and building chemistry between another. Okay. Honestly, this is going to surprise some people, but the 2 to 3 episodes in this segment are going to be pretty much the same formula from the original show. That formula works for a couple episodes, actually.
Bad guy of the week.
Especially in the beginning. So the next few episodes after that, we'll start doing things differently and have different types of episodes.
Okay.
Maybe an episode more focused on Cat Noir and him tracking a villain, or does a stealth mission to find out what normal criminals know about Hawkmoth. Or an episode where Hawkmoth starts gaining an underground following, a cult of people who were akumatized in the past, but still think that Hawkmoth is doing good or something. And so they end up attacking Ladybug and Cat Noir alongside whatever supervillain they're fighting to maybe get reakumatized. Or how about an episode where someone is saved and they're still emotionally scarred afterwards, letting the heroes and audience know how much of a threat Hawkmoth is and the lasting consequences he causes. Or maybe even an episode where someone does get reakumatized and is willing and works alongside with Hawkmoth. What? Am I in Boston? And yes, they had this with Lila, which is why I thought she was one of the more interesting characters, but they rarely used her. After those episodes, things will start to become less lighthearted as we move to the climax of the season. These episodes will be more character-driven. We'll start to have some of the villains of the week be more powerful and take multiple episodes to defeat. If you didn't see part 1, basically the two things I said a good character needs is a good want, which is an external conflict, and a good need, which is an internal conflict. Let's start with Marinette. In this rewrite, her wants are the same as the original, defeat Hawkmoth and be with Adrian, but her needs. So anyways, in this rewrite, what are her needs? Her two main ones are 1, trusting Cat Noir. She treats him like a sidekick and thinks he's good at some things, but
what I don't like about the original of Marionette and Cat Noir, Cat Noir gets treated like crap most of the times, like pushed to the sides, like doesn't get the respect from Marionette that off from Ladybug, and it's kind of annoying. It gets aggravating sometimes, and they don't seem to trust each other with their secret identities. Is that wouldn't it be better if they know who they are instead of this whole stupid secret? If it comes to a superhero team, if you trust each other in secret identities, you two should know who are their secret identities are, and you can cover for one another. If someone's doing a heroic thing, you can cover for the other. She got to do this. I'll cover for you. But they don't do that. They keep their secrets a secret from each other, and I don't know why. I don't know why they do that. I don't know what the creator was thinking. Maybe because he want to make it complicated. I mean, it's bad. Having a secret identity is complicated enough. Why can't you have them work together to keep their own secrets? Who say they have to be a secret? Why can't they just tell each other and then they can work together, knowing and improve? What, they're afraid that if they know each other, some bad guy will know their identity as well? No. Work that out. There's teamwork. If Danny Phantom has two best friends who know secret identity, they help cover him. They can and see how that works. And see how that worked out so well in the show? Why can't Ladybug do so?
But isn't strong enough to defeat Hawkmoth because she's the only one that counters him. And her second one is to be more confident in herself. As Ladybug, she's confident, but when she's just Marinette, she goes back to being her shy self and too nice of a person. Right. She needs to realize that the powers aren't what make her confident, rather it's just her determination. Now what about Adrian? His wants, if you can believe them, are defeat Hawkmoth and be with Ladybug. I know. His two main needs are 1, believing in himself. Because yeah, Ladybug treats him like a sidekick, and he knows he can't counter the Butterfly Miraculous. Correct. He legitimately thinks he can't stop Hawkmoth, but he needs to realize that just because he doesn't fully counter the Butterfly Miraculous doesn't mean he's useless.
Doesn't mean he can't do anything else.
Is learning to be with the person who truly loves you. Ladybug constantly rejects him over and over, while Marinette is constantly trying to get his attention. And he's not stupid. He knows Marinette likes him. He just doesn't care because he's so obsessed with Ladybug. Right. Because she reminds him of the life outside of his normal, boring one. Throughout the show, Ladybug and Cat Noir will face multiple villains created by Hawkmoth. And at first, it will really seem like Ladybug is the main character and Cat Noir is a sidekick. But as the season progresses, we see Cat Noir trying to take more of a lead, but Ladybug pushes him to the side. The first time could be for humor, but it'll slowly start to become more serious. There'll even be one episode where Cat Noir is convinced he knows how to stop the villain of the week, and he tells Ladybug his plan and really tries to convince her. But Ladybug doesn't budge. She still sees Cat Noir as someone who just doesn't know what he's doing or talking about, and just goes with her own plan. But her
Okay.
plan will fail, and the villain will get away. Cat Noir is gonna get angry and reprimands her, saying how she's always treating him like the sidekick, and he just feels disrespected. All he ever does is the tedious grunt work while she comes in to take all the glory. They argue, and it ends up with Cat Noir leaving and telling Ladybug she can defeat the villain on her own, since she doesn't need him. This is where the turn in both characters and needs will be. Let me explain what I mean.
I would
Ladybug
like to
will
see
go off
that.
to face against the villain.
But we
alone.
don't see that
Maybe
in the
he can be
original
one
TV
that
show.
Duplicates like the rock monster thing from the Origin episodes. And Cat Noir will just be on top of a building, sulking and thinking. He'll talk
Yes,
to
like
Plague and
Spider-Man.
explain how maybe he isn't good enough, and Ladybug is right. But Plague will remind him that, yeah, he's not Ladybug. He's not the strong fighter that she is. What he is stealth. He's the one who waits within the shadows and takes the villain out before they even know he's there. Ladybug might be revered by the civilians as a hero, but he's feared by the criminals as a myth. That is the power of the Cat Noir.
That's
So
awesome.
after hearing Plague's speech, Adrian stops sulking and stands up, looking at the city of Paris in the night. And we cut to a shot of his ring as it starts to glow, signifying he's about to transform. I think it's good to get the two characters that
Nice.
are mainly used for comedic effect
I like
to have
that.
such a serious moment, because not many would expect it, and it ends up hitting much harder, as well as remind the audience that these characters have more to them than meets the eye. If you couldn't tell by now, I'm making Ladybug like Superman and Cat Noir like Batman, because I'm basic and I don't have any original ideas. Cut back to
Well,
Ladybug,
yeah,
who's
these
fighting the
characters
rock
don't have any
monsters at
original
some
ideas
random
either,
abandoned
so
building. She's having a really
begin
tough
with,
time with
so,
it.
yeah.
Like, she's fighting her hardest, but the monsters
They're basically
are
ripping off
overwhelming her. She eventually
other
gets knocked down,
superheroes.
and two of the monsters hold her, while one starts to walk towards her to finish her off. We see her scared
and
not
anime
knowing what to
characters as
do.
well.
Just like that first night she became Ladybug. She closes her eyes and thinks back to that night. Remembers being scared and how she thought she wasn't even going to leave there alive. Then remembers seeing those green eyes and those fangs and how they saved her. And when she opens her eyes, she sees the same green eyes and fangs.
Nice.
Her eyes widen in disbelief and she starts to smile. Cat Noir pounces onto the monster and takes it down with one swipe. He quickly uses his cataclysm on the remaining two, holding Ladybug, moving faster than he ever has before. He helps her up. The two have a heartwarming moment, signifying that whatever differences they had before ends now. And the two take down the rest of the
I would
rock
like to
monsters
see
with
that,
ease.
but,
They're finally able to
that's
fully
good
work
writing.
together in a fight, and are so in sync that this fight no longer poses a challenge. 4 crucial things happen in this moment. 1. Cat Noir learns that no matter what everyone else says, he knows he's valuable, and he can be just as good as Ladybug can. He accepts who he is. 2. Ladybug realizes just how
Okay.
much Cat Noir helps her and understands that they both need each other in order to keep the world safe. She
Correct.
trusts him. 3. Cat Noir / Adrian accepted that while Ladybug is generally nice to him, she doesn't have the same feelings he does. He doesn't want to wait around and be with someone who constantly pushes him to the side. He starts to go for the girl
Alright.
who really likes him, which is Marinette. And 4. Ladybug finally realizes how much Cat Noir really cares about her, and she realizes that Adrian really hasn't ever given her the time of day. So yeah, in a sense, the relationship does kind of stay in the same place, but now the interactions are going to be
Got
different
it.
since it's essentially flipped. So heading into the finale, both Ladybug and Cat Noir face off
Makes
against
sense.
Hawkmoth in this final battle. Maybe he's finally ready to face them because he finds this cult that's been worshipping him and reakumatizes them with the one condition that they help him defeat Ladybug and Cat Noir. So the two use their abilities better than they ever have before in this final giant battle.
Nice.
Even using their powers so
sounds
much
pretty
that they
epic.
get down to their last 20% on the Miraculous.
I would like to see this in
During
this
the
anime.
battle, near the end, they both find out that
With better
Hawkmoth
writing.
is Gabriel Agreste, and Cat Noir gets angry and confused, and his immediate reaction is just to lunge at Hawkmoth with his cataclysm. Ladybug stops him, confused as to why he's doing this, and says that he'll face justice, but not like this. So Cat Noir holds back, and the two defeat Hawkmoth and take his Miraculous. Gabriel's arrested and is also being interviewed at the time. And when he's asked why he did all this, his response is simply, "I did all this for my wife. And Adrian, I know you'll understand all of this one day." Cut to later that night.
Wow.
Ladybug meets Cat Noir on top of a building that he asked.
You never see that
She
in the
notices that
original.
Cat Noir seems upset and asks him what's been going on. He looks at the butterfly Miraculous that he's holding, and then he hesitates to say anything because he realizes that If he tells her the truth about Hawkmoth, he reveals his identity as well. He gets 3 words in. Hawkmoth is my... And suddenly, in the distance, an explosion appears.
Of course. Why not?
Without saying a word, head off to face whatever danger lies ahead. Our final scene takes place in a dark, small room. We see several people sitting around a table, and a voice can be heard at the head, but is still covered in the shadows. He explains how he's called everyone here to take care of a problem. Most of the people at the table are like mob bosses or related to the mafia or criminals of some sort. And he gives this little speech saying,
"Gentlemen, I've called you all here to take care of a problem that's been plaguing our city.
Oh,
superheroes acting as if they are gods, playing with people's lives, deciding what's right and wrong.
That's how these criminals, that's how these super
consequences
mob
of their
bosses are
actions.
these days.
The people of Paris deserve better, and it's time to take back our city."
As he says the line, "take back our city," he leans forward, and the person is revealed to be the mayor. Dun dun dun. So the story ends on a close point.
mayor.
The villain is defeated, and our heroes are in a different place.
That's funny.
If
That'd be funny to see, but interesting, and a big
would
plot
have probably
twist.
had the romance reach
Better than what he
closure
is
as
in the
well,
original,
as well as
because
develop Gabriel
oh
and
boy.
Hawkmoth more. Because I was kind of wanting to save that for season 2, while giving season 1 really the development for Ladybug and Cat Noir.
Okay.
So yeah, the second season can explore that and the relationship in even more depth, and also deal with the plot point of other Miraculouses and how they exist and where they originally came from in the first place.
Conclusion.
So, that's it. That's how, in a sense, I would rewrite Miraculous Ladybug.
It's really
if I was
good.
given the chance to. I just want to make some final points, because this is probably going to be my last video on Miraculous Ladybug.
Actually, hey guys, it's me from the future.
Oh, hey, what's up, buddy?
I'm editing this video right now, and yes, I sound sick. No, it's not with what you think it is.
Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness, buddy.
One of the reasons why I haven't been able to get this out earlier than I wanted to, as well as a couple other personal reasons I won't get into. But yeah, I am going to be doing a part 3, seeing how everybody in the comments recently has been asking me to watch the New York special.
Oh.
So I'll do that, I guess, and make probably a shorter video about my raw thoughts on it. And yeah, that'll be part 3. It's probably not going to be right away, just because I want to take a break from Ladybug for a little bit.
Alright, sure thing. I might check it out. It's probably already out.
It will come,
but I'll check it out if I
at
can.
least a couple videos. So, but yeah, part 3 is coming. So look forward to that. Okay, back to the video.
So I just want to address a couple of things. If you like this show, I don't think you are a person who have bad taste or you're a bad person in general. Of course not. A lot of you guys in the comments said that you agreed with what I was saying, but you were still going to continue to watch. I just want to say thank you guys. I mean, I seriously did not think that that video would get as big as it did. I honestly thought, okay, it'll get a couple hundred views because, you know, some people may like it because it's a, you know, a big TV show or whatever. But I honestly did not think it would get over 5,000 views.
That's impressive.
Insane. Thank you guys so much. I really love making these videos, so if you like these styles of videos,
nice. That was actually pretty good. Well, that was rewriting Miraculous Ladybug. That's actually pretty good. I really like his ideas, his point of views, and yeah, I would like to see this animated. I'd like to see an episode like this animated with actual talented artists, just similar to this art style or close to it, following the storyline, what he just said, from the characters of the show. Because I'll be honest with you, this is way better than the original Miraculous Ladybug TV show. This type of writing is way better than the original, hands down. Anywho, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this reaction video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for listening to this along with me. And thank you, Odd Eyes Masters 12. Please, like I said before, check out his channel. He requested this for me on Patreon. I really appreciate it, all your support. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best. And if you guys like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more. I can't stress this enough as it is. Take care. Have a great day. Be safe. And remember, stay frosty and stay healthy out there. Catch you all later, and make sure to wash your hands.
Yippee-kayak, other buckets! Boyle, you did it! And you completely botched the catchphrase.